first noticed that the beginning of this SMA journey with Finn, probably around about the age of 20 months, he was developing quite normally, achieving, all of his milestones, and it was more Simon's parents that just thought that he should be developing a bit more. By 20 months, he was walking with a push walker, still cruising around furniture, but actually never taking steps on his own. So I went to one doctor who basically, thought that he just had developmental delays, as I did as well, and, time will sort of, move him on to the next stage. And so it was probably about 2 months after that again it was, made aware to us that, look, he still hasn't, developed. We took him to another doctor that sort of did more reflex tests on his knees, and he wasn't sort of reacting to that. We were sent to a paediatrician, and then from there, that's when the paediatrician sort of gave us a bit of an idea that it possibly could be SMA. Spinal muscular atrophy, which is a very rare genetic disorder. We were sent to Sydney for tests, for actual blood tests. I remember going down there and, there was just that hope that, look, all this is, nothing's going to eventuate from the blood test, that, you really don't know until you get those blood tests back, and basically sort of sitting in the room with the doctor at that stage and being told that, yes, Finn was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy. And then, once that realisation sort of set in, our life basically took a different
Changed.
path. Right. Then what do you do? Where's Finn?
He really enjoys coming. He's always got a huge smile on his face. Always wants to have a go at all the activities. He wants to do his best and fiercely independent to do as well as he can.
I mean, one of the first things we were told was don't Google SMA. Because
it's too horrifying.
There would be a lot of things that, there's different types of SMA ranging from type 1 to type 4, and Finn being a very mild type 2, basically if he took 5 steps on his own, he would be classified as a type 3. Through sort of continually working on him to get him up, standing with leg wraps, standing frames, his ankle-foot orthotics. We have managed to get him up onto his feet and walking, which is fantastic for lots of medical reasons.
The advocacy from both Donna and Simon on behalf of Finn over this period of what for any family would be some pretty confronting news and some pretty confronting issues to deal with has been outstanding. And that spirit of resilience is one that not only has an impact on my desire to help them, but I think has had a big impact on strengthening the SMA community, and therefore getting more members of Parliament much more aware of SMA, and therefore a much greater chance of getting some really practical results for the future as a consequence.
We're basically told to I'm very sorry, and
take him home and love him.
Finn the man is 4 years of age and he's just doing beautifully. He's when he first came to us in 2009, I guess in many ways things weren't as positive as they are now. Finn is a go-getter. He just wants to get better and stronger and just do all the things that other kids do. And he's lucky that he has Donna and Simon there right behind him. And it's really hard work on Finn's part every day of his life, and Donna and Simon actually pushing him along, making sure that he remains well. Where Finn is at the moment is not going backwards. He's moving forward. He's cruising. He's walking with long leg braces, and he's just a happy, well boy. And we're all proud of him, but it's actually a lot of hard work.
I think we're pretty lucky in respects that Finn, at his age and even earlier, had the determination to want to do it himself. So when it came to it's for one better of a word, the tough love, come on, you've got to do this, it's what you have to do. He was prepared to do it, and he's the one that wants to do it. So it's not that difficult when you need to try and attack new challenges. For instance, trying to get a step up a stair. He's quite prepared to want to have a go himself, and it's just then a matter of us being there to follow it through, and if he tires at any stage through it, well, it's positive reinforcement, and obviously then get him to where he needs to be. But the fact that he's got up, had a go, he wants to do it himself, and then positive reinforcement sort of behind it has, from my perspective, has made that sort of development a lot easier. It's not as if we've been trying to fight it where he's just wanted to sit in a wheelchair.
Okay, Muffin Man.
Let go.
Hold
Carveboarding,
Yeah, lies down on the carveboard and let him go, and off he flies. And
Well, he's obviously close by and, holding onto his cheek.
he's not scared to have a go, and in fact he insists. You try to do something that you think he might not be able to sort of handle, and next thing you know he's sort of wanting to have a go, so you just let him have a go like any other child. He enjoys things like, what we might consider extreme to us is, he's right into, and he loves doing the things we do. He loves feeling a part of what we do, especially when we went to the disabled surfing. He loves the water, so, getting him into the water is not hard. So once it makes all what we do a lot easier. It's just a different way we go about doing it from when we used to do things. It's just set up slightly different, but ultimately we still do what we did before. He just learns and wants to be a part of it, and he does it himself.
And I think where there's a will, there's a way. And we'll find that way.
I got the way.
Finn was fabulous. He was freaking out a little bit at first, but once we got him on the board, he was terrific, and he screamed all the way. Once he saw his brother on the board as well, that was a helping hand as well.
Finn, with his parents and with his broader family, have already made a difference, and a significant difference to national policy. Individually, I hope he has the longest life possible, the greatest quality of life possible. Regardless of those issues, he has already done something that most people in life don't get to do, and that is make a big difference in the lives of others.
To give you an example of how we might change something about to accommodate Finn and at some part an interest in where he can at least be involved is probably rowing, where we row and we head down there with Finn's grandfather, and because obviously he can't be there, and with our other child Jet, they row. He, as an alternative, he sits in the little tinny.
You need to row. You need to row.
He's got, good muscle in his thigh muscle. Perhaps rowing could be something that he could develop into, because it is sort of, using your arms, using your upper torso. It just really depends on how his body forms and how progressive, SMA may be. Maybe it's a very slow onset, and he'll continue to have use of his muscles, that he has got now for quite some time. Again, medical intervention, new therapies, drugs. Who knows, what he could be doing in 5 years' time, 10 years' time.